Hello everyone, the Destroyer here, and welcome back to another cast of the Rise of the Wedge King patch 2.02 version 5.0.1. Today we have a 4v4 on Tournament Pelennor, which of course is a popular custom map made by Lazarus, which is a reskin of Tournament Hills. Pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, our first player is Ajax as Isengard for the first team, and his partner today is Belsebub as Dwarves, who generally wins most 4v4s. So if I had to guess, I'd say the northern team will win already, just by that alone. But May Shadow is Isengard there. Of course, I don't know who wins this. I will put that out there right now. And their last teammate is TaDa, who is Men, with an interesting name. And of course, the enemy team, not the enemy, but the opposing team is Kamul as Mordor there. A fitting name for a fitting team. DreadReapr as Mordor as well. And who else we got? We got Megrim as Men of the West. And we have Eonwe as Mordor. So we got 3 Mordors and a Men versus 2 Isengards and a Dwarf and a Man. Intriguing. So this should be pretty good, hopefully. Most of these players are fairly good from what I'm aware of. You also notice the game looks a little bit better because I actually turned up my shader from low to all the way up. Normally I'd turn it all the way off because I don't want to see the fog, but in these custom maps they don't have the fog, so now we can see like the detail in the Man of the West Fortress. It doesn't look as smooth, it looks textured, it's nice. I like to be able to do that, but with maps like Forts of Horizon 2 it adds a fog that I really hate, so I have to do that to turn it off. Anyway, enough about that. We do have some orcs coming out from Eonwe there, sending them immediately north into Ajax's territory here. Ajax does not have any guys out in the field yet. He's just now getting his orc pit up, and he'll be getting orc warriors. His partner Belsebub, of course, does have a mineshaft right in his base. Nice place to put it. He'll be able to come to the aid of his ally immediately. Doesn't seem he does have some men somewhere. I hear some fighting, but I don't see it. Ah, we have some crossbows from May Shadow targeting the troll down. Trolling the troll, so to speak. Which is always good to do. And now some Gondor soldiers and some orcs are going to start raiding Ajax's area. Belsebub will send some men to immediately react here. But Ajax will lose this furnace. And of course, these dwarves will be overpowered if they do decide to go in. Hopefully Belsebub has rally call ready to go. Why am I observing Belsebub? I keep hearing dwarves pop out. Looks like some orcs in this base as well. Only passing through though, apparently. Really keen on getting to the outpost. Doesn't seem he's going to probably get to that and take it down though. Not with those men on the front of them. Megrim targeting this, possibly showing where to go. Megrim is sending a lot of orcs. No, Eonwe is sending a lot of orcs. Megrim is the Man of the West. Perhaps he's telling Eonwe to take this outpost or knock it down, one of the two. Probably knock it down would be the smartest option, obviously. So the enemy cannot benefit from having an outpost, and they are, of course, using their outposts. Utilizing them. Mordor has that one, and Men of the West have that one. Kamul's base doesn't seem in immediate danger. Are these TaDa's men? I think so. Looks like we did have a level 2 Harajam Palace being built, but that will possibly be taken down before it is able to build any Corsairs. I was expecting Harajam Lancers. Corsairs are good too, I suppose. It looks like with the addition of these Orc Archers, they should be able to fend off this attack. Oh, he might actually get it. Look how tanky the damn Gondor soldiers really are. And just a few of them left, they actually managed to take down a level 2 Harajam Palace. That's a big loss for Kamul there. That's unfortunate for him. Meanwhile, Belsebub sending an attack on Eonwe, the Mordor player. Eonwe, of course, sending hordes and hordes of orcs out. And we do have the Men of the West support from Megrim. So Ajax is sending some crossbows in to support his dwarven teammate, of course. They're going to get caught out of position by these Gondor soldiers and cut down pretty quickly. So he will have to get out of there. And I think the dwarves will be overpowered here. And these phalanxes in Porcupine will hold out for a bit, but they will be overwhelmed. We have a battle wagon out for Belsebub now. Absolutely decimating that Gondor battalion. Completely obliterating them. Battle wagons are so dangerous, you gotta watch out for those. Definitely. We got a mountain troll out for coming out for Eonwe there. Let's go back over here, see what's going on. Seems most of the action is heading towards the southern part of the map. So the northern team keeping the pressure on, keeping the war out of their land and in the enemy's lands, which is really what you want to do in any game, really, or 4v4 in general. Keep the pressure on your enemies. Nice run through with the Gondor Knights of TaDa. I guess it'd be more like TaDa, but I'm not gonna say that shit every time. No sir. We do have some Easterlings out for Kumul now. And we have a lot of orcs and such coming over from DreadReapr. Chasing down these pikes of possibly Ajax? I think these are Ajax's pikes. No, that's this pike. This Isengard player. Mayshadow, of course. The brown player. Is that it's got a single pikeman. Very nice. The mountain troll out here doing some damage to these furnaces here. Gonna take that down fairly quickly and be able to run away before the pikes arrive, hopefully. Oh, looks like he did not micro the troll, and he might get picked off there. Of course, he did not want him to run into the pikes, as you would imagine. Let's take a look in Kumul's base here. Lots going on, that's for sure. Mayshadow and TaDa keeping the pressure up. TaDa got some Gondor soldiers and Gondor knights, while Mayshadow has his crossbows. They're all war chanted or rally called, whichever the two is used, which will make them very effective at killing. And it looks like DreadReapr's gone for Roger Archers. Good choice, but he will need to keep them protected from these Gondor knights, or else they will get crushed and killed. Let's take a look over here. We got hordes and hordes of orcs with some Easterlings and a troll still alive here. We also have some knights running around, led by Omer. And we do have a level 5 battle wagon as well from Belsebub. Continues to absolutely destroy Gondor's men because he has no pikes on the field. Well, he actually does have pikes on the field, but they're nowhere near where they should be, I guess. That's how I'd put that. Wait. Megrim. Oh, okay. Yeah. Never mind. Just imagining things. Those are Megrim's men. I thought those were Belsebub's men for a second because they were purple, but the pink and purple is very similar on the screen, of course, but not on the mini-map. And I get confused. Of course, dwarves don't have Rohan pikemen, as you would expect. Big attack from Ajax over here on the left side. Lots and lots of crossbows. Actually, mainly crossbows. Probably shouldn't target down the Roger Palace with crossbows, especially when they should be targeting these orcs. I would just use the wildmen and the pikes to take this down. Well, there you go. Use switch targets. Here comes Omer and the Gondor Knights. They're going to get a big run through. Hopefully these pikes stop that. Looks like they do stop those ones, but not these ones. Omer and the Gondor Knights will continue absolutely destroying these guys. I guess he should have brought at least one more battalion of pikemen. Meanwhile, a mine shaft being thrown up by Belsebub undermined there. Absolutely killing all of the orcs. Of course, it does do damage as it comes up. It does enough damage to kill orc warriors. As you saw, not these guys. And that will be pretty brutal. And of course, now Belsebub can use this to travel across the map if he so desires, which he probably should do. Of course, he knows what he's doing, so I'm not going to lecture him about doing that. Looks like Mayshadow's got a fairly decent sized force in the middle of the map there, as does DreadReapr. So Isengard versus Mordor in the center of the map, the Creebane being thrown down, and the Eye of Sauron, respectively, to their teams. Ooh, an arrow volley being dropped. That's going to be brutal for Isengard. Absolutely destroying his clumped men there. He was way too clumped, and he paid the price. Almost every troop he had in that actually got destroyed because they were in a big circle. That's why you don't want to clump up your men, ladies and gentlemen. It is pretty brutal. And now TaDa moving in with his forces. He does have Athelian Rangers now, which of course are very useful to have with their long shots, especially against orcs and things of that nature, which are very lightly armored. They will generally die to that, even if they are buffed, I believe. We got some Corsairs out as well. Interesting, he's going for Corsairs instead of the Lancers. I think the Lancers would be more useful for him, as considering his enemy is not building pikemen. I think Lancers would have been a better choice than Corsairs. Personally, we have a Boromir out in the field for Megrim. Yes. He also has Gondor archers and Faramir. So Megrim's army is looking pretty tough. And of course, he does have the Gondor Knights out here as well, doing some damage with Omer leading the battle, leading the charge there. Easily taking down these Dwarven Mineshafts. With the Dwarven Mineshafts neutralized as well, Belsebub won't be able to effectively help his teammate as much with the old teleporter across the map with the Mineshaft with his whole army. It will really slow down the Dwarves a lot, as you would expect. And now Megrim and Eonwe looking pretty strong on the left side of the map, I would say. So hopefully Belsebub and Ajax have an answer for that. And of course Belsebub is still in the back, or not Belsebub, Megrim is still in the back of the base, destroying things left and right. Ooh, he did lose his... Didn't quite micro those Gondor Knights. They did run right into some Uruk-hai pikemen. Did lose quite a few of them. Although he did manage to get away. And he does have a level 4, so he will heal up. So really not that big of a loss, actually. Normally you would expect more casualties from running through pikes, but nope. Ooh, big charge from the Rohirrim led by King Theoden from TaDa, and he will absolutely obliterate those orcs. Very large battle in the center right here. Sounds like a barrage is coming. Targeting down the TaDa and Mayshadow troops there. So Isengard and the Men of the West have a much smaller army than they did originally. That's for certain. Now DreadReapr and Khamul can continue their assault. Khamul looks like he's going this way. Going to attack some farms up in this direction. Of course the Rohirrim want to react to that. They can easily take care of those Orc Warriors. That is not much of an issue. We got some hobbits being summoned down by Megrim there. Looks like Megrim's being a bit aggressive here. I can do some damage to this base over here of Mayshadow, who's built some Uruk pits in the center of the map, as opposed to his... Well, he has Uruk pits next to his base too as well, but I guess he's going for some over here. And of course, Belsebub has some mine shafts to teleport around, keep his economy up, of course. Stuff of that nature. So whether they'll be able to defend it or not is another question. It looks like Boromir is doing quite nicely. He's got level 5, he's got the leadership for his troops, which is going to make things increasingly more difficult for Belsebub and Mayshadow. And now Ajax is being raided by orcs. There's a nice, huge clump of orcs here that are going to do a lot of damage. Ooh, but we do have a wizard. We have a Saruman for Ajax. He's smartly targeting down these big clumps of units with his wizard blast and his fireballs. And he might actually save the day here. Didn't even lose the clan setting. Saruman, definitely a good choice there. You lose a furnace there, that's unfortunate. He does have a level 2 siege works. You could go for ballistas and such if you wanted to. Maybe not at the moment, but I mean, in theory, at some point. Sounds like a Nazgul may have fallen. Or something. Or no, it's just out, I guess. There is a Fellbeast out for DreadReapr. Another player to the south. So that should be a bit of a hindrance to the enemy team, no doubt. And of course, Khamul still has his army moving around, pillaging as they go, led by Gothmog there, who's level 2 now, so he does have his Berserk. But he does not have the leadership for Orcs yet, fortunately for the other team. Oh, and a huge hit. And also followed up by Arrow Volley, absolutely destroying I think those are DreadReapers, right? No, those are Mage Shadows. DreadReapr is Mordor. Mage Shadows, crossbows. They get absolutely wrecked by that Fell Beast. And arrow volley combo. Somebody's used Cloud Break. Could take a quick look at powers. Just gonna glance. Belsebub has a barrage ready to go. In fact, DreadReapr has barrage as well, but he used it. He has arrow volley also. TaDa seems to be the one who has used the Cloud Break. Oh shit! Seems DreadReapr has two Fell Beasts. Khamûl and Morgrimir. Very nice. Seems Khamûl the player was actually going for Mumakil, but didn't quite get to that point. Now he might lose his Mumik pen before that happens. That's unfortunate. Ajax has industry and such. I'm just really looking at the highest power they have, highest 2 powers. We have Field of Fires and Devastation. Of course, we have Wildman also for Mage Shadow. Megrim has Arrow Volley, Heal, just a bunch of 5 power points. Getting close to 15 power points though. Eonwe, the Mordor player, in the southwest has Arrow Volley, and that's really it. Khamûl, this Mordor player here, has Industry and such. So, no one's really got anything super fancy aside from Barrage yet. There's troops everywhere here. There's absolutely a lot of troops on the screen right now. It's cool. And I'm not even dropping a single frame, which is always nice. And it looks like Khamûl is attempting... Khamûl and DreadReapr attempting the defense here. They're doing fairly well. Of course, these Fell Beasts are being invaluable, absolutely destroying these crossbows. God, look how many they kill when they swoop down. We have Summon Wildman from someone. Mage Shadow's Wildman, of course. Let's go back on the other side of the map, see what's up. Ajax continuing to defend here. He does still have his Saruman in the field. Level 4 now. Getting some sweet fireballs and wizard blasts off, of course. No doubt. No one's base seems to be in immediate danger, as far as I can tell. The closest they're getting to is Khamûl's base, who is slowly but surely losing all of its defenses. We do have some more crossbows out here for Mage Shadow. And now it seems Khamûl has gone for his own Fell Beast. Has he yeah, I was gonna say, he better have bought Khamûl, being named Khamûl. So he'll begin sending that in. He better use the fear though. Yeah, he definitely has to. He needs to get out of there immediately. Khamûl is not suited to fight that many archers. Unfortunately, Khamûl does lose an Orc Pit there to these Rudar Spearmen. So slowly but surely Khamûl is falling, I would say. So hopefully DreadReapr is able to help him out a bit. These Lancers definitely going to do some damage, absolutely destroying these crossbows. Somebody's got a Balrog. And I just happen to be looking at the right place for it. DreadReapr has got a Balrog. Of course, he's the bottom player right here, the teal player. I guess that's the color you would call it. Cyan or teal, some shit. Ooh, we got a Mumakil out from Eonwe. There's 2 queued up, in fact, so that'll be interesting. With the addition of Mumakil, things are going to get increasingly more difficult for Belsebub and Ajax in the north, I'd say. Saruman does need to be careful. A wizard or a Mumakil charge could put him down pretty quickly. Of course, he could be caught out by all these Gondor Knights as well. Now Balrog going to destroy some buildings in TaDa's base. It's undoubtedly going to do a lot of damage. Followed up by a barrage as well. Going down that, getting rid of the marketplace. Very nice. That will nerf his economy a bit. Didn't quite finish off the blacksmith, unfortunately. Balrog will undoubtedly do that himself. So he opted not to finish off that. Ah, sent in the Fell Beast to actually finish off the stables. Smart. Because Balrog is taking the arrow damage. He can send in a Balrog, or the Fell Beast, to do that little bit of damage that needs to be done. Hopefully Balrog can get another fire breath off or something. This blacksmith is so close to dead. Hopefully he gets it. Yeah, there you go. Nice use of the Balrog. managed to kill an army with it and then take out a lot of bases. Usually, as most people do with the Balrog. Looks like we have a glorious charge from TaDa now. Of course, he gets that at level 6, which is a 100% damage and 300% armor for nearby cavalry and TaDa, and no force can slow this charge. So it's pretty effective. Of course, it doesn't last super long, which is nice. I always thought Glorious Charge was like mass Rohirrim, and Battle for Middle 2 was a bit overpowered as hell. Super annoying. Doesn't seem too bad in this though, which is fortunate. Moonkill getting a nice charge off, and Watcher being thrown up by someone. May Shadow, the Isengard player of the north. Of course, Moonkill is not affected. he gives no shits. It seems one of the teams is being affected by darkness. That would be the southern team, I'd imagine. Maybe? Oof, nice fireball from Saruman into the Moonkill there. Ajax keeping up the pressure with the siege equipment there. Nice call. Between Saruman and the pikes and such, and then having the siege equipment, he's doing a good job actually. And he'll take down Eonwe's fortress if he's not stopped. I guess what the word I was looking for there. If he's not halted. Looks like a mighty catapult on that fort there. Ajax's base looks fairly safe, as does May Shadow's and TaDa's. TaDa's base looks a little bit slimmer than it did before. I'd definitely say the bottom team is losing. Oh, I think did they lose a player? Was Megrim destroyed, basically? I may have just missed the complete obliteration of Megrim's base. Whoops. He does have a fortress rebuilding and a archer range there, but I don't know when that happened. My map awareness can never be as good as I'd like. Oh, I tend not to actually look at the map very much, to be honest, as I'm kind of looking what's on the screen. Well, Eonwe's fortress is still standing, fortunately for him, but if Ajax keeps up the pressure with the ballista, he will fall eventually. Heavy barrage is going down. Looks like that'll kill off the last of Megrim's forces. Megrim does not really have anything left aside from Boromir and Faramir and Aragorn. He does have a few of these guys though. Filling Rangers, and he does have a well, fortunately for him as well, so he can heal up. Felby's continuing to be an absolute sky demon, destroying units left and right. Isengard doesn't seem to have much anti-air in the area. Looks like he's bringing more crossbows in. But we do have Haradrim archers with fire arrows from DreadReapr and catapults now, which will prove to do a lot of damage there. And yeah, things are definitely looking good for the northern team. They're definitely doing well. Well, they are being raided by DreadReapr. Orcs of DreadReapr over here. DreadReaper's definitely doing pretty well. He's definitely doing the best of all the southern teams. His base is looking quite well off. He's got a lot of farms, got a lot of buildings. He's keeping the troops flooding out of Mordor down there. So that's good. This base doesn't look too bad either. It's starting to repair. It's almost fully repaired now. Seems Ajax has backed off a bit and actually taken some damage at some point. He did lose the siege works. Probably choose a cavalry. Cavalry. Yeah, that. And there's the worst texture in the game for armor. If you were wondering, it looks like a yellow jacket. And does not fit the Wildman at all. Like I said before in a different cast, I wish the Wildman had a more bronze armor, not gold. I don't know why it's gold. But anyway, Moonkill getting a nice charge off there. Running through anything in its path. Absolutely just walking over these crossbows, giving no shits. Moonkill are super powerful. Almost managing to kill all these Wildmen as well. Fortunately, they didn't die off because they are upgraded. That would be a pain to have to upgrade them again. They still can't be killed off though. Now we got a battle near DreadReapr's base. Megrim helping out over there. Megrim's base is coming back. Oh, we have an undermine with some dwarves popping out, trying to take down the fortress of Eonwe here. This could be bad. Dwarves with forged blades upgrades, or the siege hammers rather, take down forts very quickly. This is an attack you always have to watch out for when there's an enemy dwarf. An undermine full of just dwarves, the siege hammers can take you out immediately. Followed up by an earthquake to absolutely finish off everybody there. And that will pretty much end that. So now Belsebub is taking down Eonwe. You shouldn't have to worry about that. And of course, Megrim will follow. We do have an army full of guys here from Megrim, so he's not going down without a fight. One barrage would actually take care of most of that, though, unfortunately for him. It is a lot of rangers, and barrage is susceptible to air. Did I say barrage? Rangers are susceptible to barrage, as they don't tend to live through it. Speaking of the devil, there's a big old barrage right there, killing off May Shadow, Isengard player. That's unfortunate. And now the Felbeast is free to do what he wants. Of course, these guys are stunned by the barrage as well. Barrage does stun your enemies as well, which can be really annoying when you're on the opposing side of a barrage. I kind of wish the stun wasn't a thing and you can just walk away from it and just whatever it hits, it hits. But at the same time, I don't really mind it. It's useful. I guess you just gotta keep your troops in the right spots and hope for the best. And it looks like DreadReapr is actually making some progress here in the center. Although, I mean, he's making the progress on a huge expansion out from Mayshadow's base. So really, he's not gotten that far if you think about it. Mayshadow has so many production buildings built all the way up to the center that he can just keep pumping out troops. But he is losing the battles. He is losing the engagements. DreadReapr. There is that. DreadReapr now has a Balrog out. He can do some damage here. Nice Watcher there, killing lots of guys, I would assume. Seeing all these corpses around it. Lobbing some as well. And from Mayshadow to take out these catapults. No doubt. Trying to stem the tide a little bit before it gets too heavy over here. Although Balrog doing a lot of damage, not much he can do about that. He will do what he wants to do until he's done. Looks like Ajax is playing defensive for a bit, getting his troops up. Probably should put some pressure on Megrim though, I'd say. He has the force. While Megrim's troops are out this way, maybe push into his base. Of course, if he pushes too early, though, he could lose his army, so I can see why he's waiting. Probably wants more siege weapons to take down the Megrim's fort as fast as possible, which makes sense. It's, of course, an assumption, but beacon placed by Belsebub. Probably telling Ajax to move or something, maybe. Or go over here. I don't know. Belsebub's his teammate, so I don't know. Maybe they're communicating through Morse code. Flashing lights. It's not Morse code, is it? Not so much. Balrog has definitely done some damage. He's cleared out most of the center. This building's about to fall. There's an orc pit here. Orc pit, rather. Orc pit there. There's a lot of orc sentries here. That'll make things a little bit difficult to get through. Khamul's fort has taken some damage, but it is by no means almost dead. Actual does go down to Theoden there. Gothmog is still in the field as well. What levels he? Let's try and click on him. I could rotate the camera, but I'm too lazy. There we go. Gothmog is level 5. So he does have leadership for orcs. Assuming he stays alive. Gothmog isn't the tankiest of heroes. Every time I get him, he tends to die fairly quickly. But I tend to... everything I have tends to die fairly quickly. A dragon being called out by Mayshadow. It's going to finish off a majority of Megrim's troops. allowing Mage Shadow to push through the center. So he will still have to contend with DreadReapr, who is constantly sending waves and waves of men at him. DreadReapr, once he gets set up with his Mordor forces, seems to do pretty well. As does Mage Shadow as Isengard. And unfortunately, TaDa getting huge run-throughs with the cavalry. The Rohirrim Dragon being repositioned to try and do some damage here. Got Mordor's forces over here. Gets the catapult, gets a lot of those Raj Marchers. Those are not cheap, of course. And the rest of them being cleaned up by the crossbows of Isengard. And Megrim pushing in with his remaining forces. He has lots of cav. He has some heroes. He's probably got the most heroes out of anyone, I'd say. Possibly. I mean, he has as many as Isengard have total in their roster. So, there you go. Megrim has been defeated. Looks like he's left the game and left his buildings to Kamul. DreadReapr has as well. So I guess this will be the end of the southern team, crippling to the pressure of the northern team. So yeah, pretty good game to watch, I'd say. Good 4v4. Pretty hard fought. I'd say DreadReapr definitely was carrying the bottom team for quite a while. But eventually Eonwe fell, and once that happened, it kind of trickled into a bad situation for the southern team, as you would expect. But yeah, so well played to everyone that match. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King, patch 2.02. I'll see you next time.